Hello, everyone. I hope you're doing well. I felt the call to come onto YouTube and just share some things with you this January. I have taken my time coming on here because there's so much been going on with the energy. So I wanted to kind of feel into it, read into it. It's been very intense, actually. So I wanted to just gather up the energy and gather up what I've been sensing, feeling, reading in the collective energy, and just share some messages on here. So this is a collective read, and what I've been picking up from the cosmos and the energy of January and stepping into January. So, on the winter solstice, I did a channeling, and I did a journey of the 12 months. And I didn't feel like I wanted to come on the beginning of January to do an energy update. It just, we kind of had done that, but I needed to read the energy of January because, I talked about this wave. Oh my God, I'm starting to get out of breath again. So that's just, again, this energy that's coming in. Okay, let me take a deep breath. I'm just going to call in source and call in the guides. And we're going to bring in the best, the highest messages for the collective at this time, and the masculines and the feminines. And I'm going to be talking a lot about the masculine, feminine energy and what's transpiring at this time. In the collective energy, and what's coming through right now for us to receive in this container of light. So, we had a wave of energy, and I talked about this in December, that this wave is coming in, and it's going to come in January, and it's going to move us into a higher timeline, into a higher vibration. And yes, that wave absolutely came in. And what it's done, it's forced a lot of the shadow to come up for us to look at. So you may have felt the intensity of your, emotions, patterns coming up again, a lot of confusion, a lot of thinking about things. Pluto is also going into Aquarius for the next 20 years. So it's going to make us look at, money. And I'm starting a course tomorrow teaching on money and getting comfortable with money and stepping into abundance. So we start that tomorrow. And in February, I'm going to do a journey with love, passion, intimacy. And that is the theme that I want to talk about today. Love, passion, intimacy, freedom. What I have sensed is an intensity between twin flames that is going on right now in January, because what's happening in the collective energy, and with this new energy, we are being called to the next vibrations. We are moving into the fifth dimension, and this energy brings a lot of freedom, liberation of the soul. And so what we will be experiencing through this energy is that love, passion, intimacy, connection. In the fifth dimension, we are free to express our love for another. We are free to express our passions. And I always say, without passion, there's no creativity. If you don't have passion, you can't tap into your creativity. You need those creative juices, and you need that spark and that fire and that kundalini energy to rise, your sexual energy to rise, to tap into your creativity and to create something so beautiful. So we are stepping into this time of, cosmic creations, innovations, bringing new ideas and new innovations to earth. But we need our creative fire. We need our creative energy. And so what 2024 is taking us into is our lower chakras, the sacral chakras coming up really, really strongly, where we are being called to birth new energy. We're being called to birth. And I have felt that the divine feminines have really stepped into their power. They're standing very in their sensual, sexual energy, and they're very strong, and they're very confident, and they're really embracing their body temple. They're really receptive to receiving these divine sparks and the masculine energy, the seed from the divine, and they're ready to receive it. So, last year I did a lot of work with women on womb healing. We did 2 retreats, women's retreats, because that's what the energy was calling. And I'm still going to do more this year, because the womb is where we receive the seed, the cosmic seed of creation, and we need space in our wombs. And if we have traumas, and there we can't receive this new light coming in. And for men as well, in the prostate, they hold a lot of emotion in their root. So the root chakra is coming out, the sacral is coming out, the solar plexus is also coming out. These 3 chakras are coming out really strongly for us to clear. And we've been doing a lot of work with the solar, because we're working with Sekhmet from Egypt, a divine feminine goddess, a warrior goddess, as she's bringing in new dragon codes, solar dragon codes. And this is the energy of like stepping forward, stepping into action. And this year is all about the dragon energy, stepping into action and, stepping into our freedoms and stepping into what is calling our soul forward, not so much the human and the journey that we thought we were here to experience, but the soul, what the soul is here to experience, what the soul is here to anchor, and the legacy that we've come here to leave behind. So, I felt that there's just this dynamic going on between the masculine and the feminine. The masculines are wanting to open their hearts to the feminine. The masculines are looking at their lives to see where they've been stuck, where they're bound by responsibility and duty, and they just want to open up to the feminine and open up and experience something new. So there's a lot of unions coming together at this time. There's a lot of unions, and a lot of masculines are being called to their higher templates, which means they've come to meet their divine feminines to birth something new, because we are stepping into new vibrations, and they've got to create together. It's something that they've already been assigned to a very long time ago, before they even came to earth. This is a contract, a soul contract that says that, at a certain point, when I'm in my power, when I've learned to love myself and care for myself and, tend to my needs, and I'm balanced within, there'll be a certain point where we decide to converge and meet. And when we come together, we will meet, and then we will start to create this new energy together. So we become a power couple, and we become a united force, and we become one. We flow together and we become one, and we will create something new for humanity and for Earth. So I have felt this. We've been in our headspace in the beginning of January, where there's been a lot of confusion, a lot of thoughts. We're trying to use our logical mind to figure things out and understand situations that may be coming into our life new at this time. There are a lot of tower moments coming, and a lot of radical changes coming for souls, because they are being called to their higher timelines. And, when that wave came into my life, everything changed for me. And I had to look at everything in my life, and everything changed for me. So it's really intense, because you have to face everything at the same time. But as you step into this next version of yourself, at the doorway, at the gateway, you have the most intense initiation of your soul, where you have to face, you go into a dark night of the soul, and you have to face every shadow that you can think of, your fears, any fears you have with money, in relationships, codependency, dependency, where you've given your power away, where you're still a victim of your reality, where you don't think you can survive and thrive on your own. So much comes up at that doorway. I mean, so much came up for me at that doorway, where I had to go into the darkness and into the shadow, and I had to alchemize. And then I stepped into this new vibration where, I stepped into my freedom and liberation of my soul, where I'm doing what I love, I'm standing in my power, and now I'm creating this new world. And that's what many souls are going through now, with this wave that's coming in and has come in and is now taking souls into a new space. And we have to do the shadow work. We can't avoid it. We can't run from it. We have to go into it. We have to face it. We have to face our deepest fears. We have to look at our stabilities. If our foundations have not been built on secure ground, they're going to come down. They're going to come toppling down, because the universe wants to show you that your stability has not been in the right place. It was on a wobbly ground. And if something is built on something that's wobbly and not stable, it's going to come down at some point. And those foundations are coming down so that we can build new foundations that are solid in ourselves and more stronger in our own self and our own self-respect and worthiness, and more authentic. They're not based on the old patriarchal system of ego and power struggles and imbalanced dynamics. They're built on balance. They're built on your masculine and feminine being in balance, and you being embodied, and you creating your solid foundation that is authentic to you, with your values and your vibration. And you are laying the foundations that are so anchored in your truth those are the ones that you're building in this new earth. So, you know, at this time, if your foundations are coming down, it's to, you know, surrender to the process, because they have not been built on solid ground. They're not based in love and authenticity. They're based in the old model, which may no longer be serving you because you've changed. So the masks are wanting to come off. You know, we're wanting to be truthful. We're wanting to be honest. We want to be free with our truth and express ourselves, and express where we've held ourselves back. And the masculine's having to look at all of this right now, where he's held himself back from his passions, where he's played too small, you know, where he did not feel worthy of his highest timeline. And all of this is coming up for him, and because the divine feminines now, as they step into their power and their sexual, sensual energy, and their kundalini fully awake and activated. And, you know, if you think of the serpent, she's in her power and she's ready and she wants to create in this new world, and she's calling her masculine. She's inviting her masculine to come forward and join her and be that power couple and seed her. You know, she's in that receptive state, and she's calling his seed to be planted within her, so that she can create this new energy and from this new space, and new creations that are wanting to be birthed here for new earth. So this is where you may have had this, and this is happening between us, within us. It's also happening on the external, but really this journey and this dance and the divine union dance and the play of the masculine and feminine is happening within us. You know, where have we not honored our creativity? Where have we not listened to our intuitions? Where have we not loved ourselves? Where have we not listened to our dreams and our desires and our passions? And the masculine is, you know, wanting to open his heart and be more vulnerable, have deeper connections, and share his truth with his feminine, and be more passionate and experience passion and desire. Without passion and desire, we start to die, we wither. And I will, you know, I always talk about this because our sacral chakra is so important. It's our creativity, it's our passion, it's our desire. Without passion, there's no life. Without passion, there's no joy. Without passion, there's no creativity. Without desire, there's nothing to live for, you know. So, and these things have been condemned by society and put in boxes, and, you know, we judge these when we express our passions, or we express our desires, or we express our sexual energy, and we may be condemned by society, by culture, because, you know, we've been put ourselves in a box and we've put our soul in a straitjacket. And really, we're here to set the soul free. So there's a lot of sexual healing right now happening at the collective, and I keep hearing, you know, Marvin Gaye's song, Sexual Healing, because there's a lot of liberation wanting to happen in our sexual organs and also in our lower chakras, because, you know, where we've suppressed our desires and we've suppressed our sexual energy and we've suppressed our passions, they are wanting to be expressed now. They're wanting to be set free. They're wanting to be alchemized, so that they can step into a new vibration. And my nose is going. It started, so it's itching. Sometimes it itches when I do, when I come on here. But the sexual energy wants expression. So sacral chakra, a lot going on in the sacral chakra, as the female and the feminine starts to wake up and stand in her power, and her kundalini is activated, and she's, you know, she's in her creative, receptive state, and she's receiving from the divine, and she's really strong in her power, and she's very sensual, and she's inviting the masculine, and the masculine is feeling her call. He's feeling her call. He's feeling her energy, and he wants this new beginning. He wants to join her on this new adventure. He wants to experience more passion, more joy, more freedom to express his heart and his soul, and, you know, his sexual energy. And there's a lot of unions happening through this time. There's a lot of energy coming together. And you may come from different backgrounds, different cultures, different countries. But when it's time, like two stars colliding, the universe will bring these souls into your life. And you may be having a lot of vivid dreams right now, where you will be seeing your masculine in your dreams, and you'll be having these deep conversations in the etheric realms together. I mean, it's just so clear. So we're doing a lot of, telepathic communication and talking to each other in the astral realms. And then we're bringing it into the physical. And so now these unions are starting to come together in the physical. And we will get a lot of support from spirit, because there is a kind of a quickening in the energy and in the energetics, because they've got to come together, because we've got to build this new world. So we can't sit in the old energy anymore and, just keep dwelling on the past. We've got to move. We've got to move, and we've got to anchor ourselves in the new vibrations and start to build in the new vibrations. Because there's a lot of work to do. We've got a lot to do. We've got a lot to build, but we want to build from a vibration of love, joy, passion, fulfillment, wish fulfillment. Wishes are being fulfilled to this time. Our wishes are being fulfilled. Those dreams that we anchored a very long time ago, where we said we'd meet at a certain time, at a certain place, at a certain vibration, when we'd both alchemized and done our shadow work and we were ready to meet. That's the time that is happening now for a lot of unions and a lot of twins, because they've got to anchor these new templates of love. So, in the third dimension, we have a lot of karmic contracts that we have to work through, a lot of relationship dynamics that we have to work through. But in the fifth dimension, it's a very different vibration. And those are the higher templates that we are now being called to anchor on earth, where we love more freely. We love, we are passionate. We stand in our power. We are abundant in ourselves. And we meet another awakened soul who's also abundant, stands in their power. And the relationship does not take from one another. They are a union, which means they don't deplete one another. They thrive together. And they anchor this energy, and their love is so powerful. With their hearts open, their passions expressed, they become a powerful force of love on the planet, and they spread that love to the entire planet, and it lifts the whole vibration of Earth, and it takes everyone, the collective, into these higher templates and these higher vibrations of love. But it's a balanced love, it's not taking from one or the other. It's not codependent, it's interdependent and balanced in every way, self-sustaining, a lot of self-love for self and also for the other, but coming from an abundant place, not a depleted place. So there's a lot happening right now. And I've, really felt the energy this month. A lot coming up from the shadow for us to look at. Some old programs, if you were, experienced heartbreak and you went through a difficult relationship and you have another relationship that has presented itself in front of you, your old feelings, your old emotions may come up, your old fears may start to come up again. Am I going to be betrayed again, or am I going to get hurt in this relationship? Is this the same dynamic that's going to play out again? Looking for the red flags and being afraid to step forward and, open your heart in this connection. So we're having to look at all of the wounding again to see that, are we ready to really step into this next vibration? What is still holding us back in the old vibration? Where are we still afraid and not feeling that we are worthy, of love, passion, connection, intimacy, and expressing our sacral energy and our sexual passions and desires and fulfillments, our wish fulfillments, freedom. We're moving towards freedom and liberation of the soul. And we have been in a straitjacket. We have been in a straitjacket. Religion tells us how we need to be, how we have to act and be. Society tells us, culture tells us, the institutions tell us, and we put the soul in a straitjacket, and then we get so confused about what we can and express and what we can't, and how we can express ourselves and how we can't. And what the heart wants to do is just love. The heart wants to love and be free, and love and be free. The chimes are going crazy outside. They always go, when the guides are here. So many things you'll be looking at right now. Sacral, sexual healing. So looking at the 3 lower chakras, we've got to become more embodied in the lower chakras, which means fully anchored here. fully anchored, looking at your passions, looking at your desires, looking at your fears, looking at where you need more courage, your solar plexus. And then the root chakra, money, stability, foundations, security, father wounds, power struggles, sexual healing, sexual trauma. Those have to be dealt with. We can't run from the shadows anymore. We can't run from our shadows. We have to face it all, which means doing that deep, Pluto's is the energy of the underworld, the shadow. Pluto says, show up and do the work, and I will support you. Also with money, Pluto comes in to support us with money. So, show up, create momentum, face your fears, and I will support your visions, and I'll support your dreams, and I'll support your the seeds that you want to anchor here, and I'll bring in the cash flow for you and for your innovative ideas. But you have to create the ideas, you have to create the momentum, and you have to take the steps to meet this new energy. So you have to take the steps to meet this new energy. And if you're not willing to meet this new energy, that timeline will slip away and it will be gone. And you'll get another opportunity further down the line. But really, right now, you don't want to miss these timelines because they're beautiful and they're going to take you to your wish fulfillment. And they're going to take you to your happiness. And everyone will be in a different stage right now. Everyone will be in a different vibration and a different timeline. And this message will be received by souls at different times. But you will know what timeline is meant for you. And if you are feeling this energy of, this quickening happening inside of you, where you just want to burst open and express your truth, and you can't hold your truth back anymore, and you can't hold yourself back anymore from stepping into your freedom, then this timeline is calling you. Like, it's a very magnetic energy, and it's calling you, and you'll feel that, like iron filings and a magnet. When the magnet starts to pull the iron filings, and they attach really quickly. They get this vibrational pull. Well, this is what's happening now for the masculines, especially. The feminines have stepped into this new vibration, and they are like a magnet for their masculines. And the masculines feeling the pull. Is feeling the pull because they've got work to do together. And she's like saying, "Come," She is the serpent, the Kundalini, the sexual energy, and she's calling her masculine to come and be with her and create with her. And he's feeling that pull, he's feeling that call, he's feeling that call from his soul. He knows. And that's the thing, the masculine already knows. He already knows that that's his feminine, and that's where he needs to be. And now he's got to figure out how he gets from this, where he is right now, and walks across the bridge to get to his new timeline, his new reality. So for many souls, there will be some tower moments coming, radical shifts this year, radical changes, Again, I will share that when I saw this timeline come up for me, and when I saw this ocean wave come up for me in 2019, I saw myself holding the pillars of my house. Like, there's this ocean, there's this wave, there's this flood coming to my house. This is how I saw it in my dreams. And I'm holding on to the pillars of my house, and this wave, this tsunami is taking me, and I'm holding on for dear life to the pillars of my house. But the wave was so intense and it was so strong that I couldn't grip it anymore. It took me. And when I was in that water and this going so fast, that's when I had to face my radical tower moment, where I had to go and alchemize and go into the dark night of the soul and go into the shadow and alchemize all of my fears that came up for me. I had to look at everything. And then when I'd done the alchemy work, and it required me to be on my own, to be in my space, to look at everything that's coming up, not to be afraid of it, but to alchemize it and have tools. And this is what I'm going to be sharing this year to help everyone through this time, because there's going to be a lot of purging and a lot of stuff coming up from the shadows. So, which is why we're starting tomorrow with money, a week-long course where I'm going to give you all the tools that I was shown, that everything that I used to create the abundance in my life and move into the higher timelines. I feel that is really important that I do that for the community. And we're going to do that starting tomorrow. And it's perfect timing because Pluto has gone into Aquarius, and this is the perfect time to start to look at money, because there's going to be a lot going on in the world. I mean, there are two timelines. really big timelines, the third dimension, and the third dimensional reality that we're going to see, where the wars, conflict, poverty, just so much suffering we're going to see over the next 5 to 10 years, a lot going on. And we need to balance it with the 5D templates, where we bring in more love, more grounded energy, more stability, where we create more abundance, where we can help souls who are struggling and suffering. And, you know, why are we, and we got to see that worthiness in ourselves to be able to create abundance for ourselves with our new ideas, because we're here to help the world. We're here to help humanity. So we absolutely have to receive money to help anchor our ideas. You know, if you don't have money, you can't anchor your ideas. You can't help lots of people. You can't be generous because you're trying to provide for yourself. So this is where we get a lot of support from, you know, spirit and the universe that says, okay, you know, bring your ideas to earth and we'll support you. We'll support you. And this is where we've got to build and anchor ourselves in this new energy so that we can create these new ideas, bring them to earth and receive the abundance, and then share them with our brothers and sisters and help lift them into the higher vibrations. So this is, you know, a really important time, that it's not just about, you know, you got to look at your higher timelines and what your soul desires and why it's actually here. Why are you actually here? What did you come here to do? What did you sign up for? And, you know, in 2019, I was very clear. I knew why I was here. I knew what I signed up for. And my entire being was being called to completely devote myself to service and what this new energy was asking me to do. And literally my entire life is devotion to this, to service and the light, and creating and bringing the energetics to earth to help everyone move into these new vibrations. So not only are we working at a physical level, emotional level, mental level, but we're working at a quantum level, a cosmic level, etheric level, astral level, many layers, multidimensionally. We work multidimensionally. I work multidimensionally in any of the work that I bring to earth, past, present, future, and cosmically. You know, we work with the energy and we clear it, we shift. And every creation that I create, I know it spurts, like bursts into the cosmos, and it brings that vibration to earth. And I know that that's how I do my part here, with the frequency work that I do. It's not just one-on-one physical, it's multidimensional, quantum, cosmic level, and it anchors and it ripples out into the cosmos. So you have to honor your creations. You have to honor the work that you do here. And you may not understand why you do what you do, but deeply the cosmos understands why you do what you do. And the more open and receptive you are to receiving the seeds of the divine, the more you can create, the more that comes to you. And you know, it requires a lot of responsibility as well. If you're receiving these new technologies from spirit, you have to be ready for them. You have to be strong. You have to have strong boundaries, and not easily swayed, in the sense that you can spot red flags very easily and manipulative, deceptive energy very easily. You're not gullible. You're strong in yourself. You are aware. Your spidey senses are strong. You know what's, you know, positive energy, what's not, and you know how to be discerning with everything around you, because you're bringing in these powerful technologies, which does require a lot of responsibility. But you will be given those when you are ready and able to stand like a tree with solid, strong foundations and roots, and then you can go as high as you can go. But your lower chakras have to be strong, stabilized and balanced, masculine, feminine balance within your solar plexus, within your sacral, and also within your root. Absolutely key. So these are the areas, you know, we are going to be looking at this year. When I went to Egypt, we activated chakra 8, which is between the belly button and the root. So below the sacral, there's another chakra coming online. We have been activating that in our group sessions. It's just bringing in more energy into our being, and just activating and opening us up, our creative juices up. So, you know, more vulnerability in 2024, deeper connections, more unions, more freedom to express our passions, opening our sexual desires and our sexual juices, because if we condemn and deny our sexual energy, we cannot create cosmic creations. We can't bring these planetary creations to earth if we don't have sexual desire and sexual energy. I mean, it is creative energy. Sexual energy is creative energy, and it's not to be suppressed, but it's here to create the new, and it's needed right now. So where are you denying your sexual power? You know, the feminine is sending out the clarion call to her divine masculine, and the timelines are speeding up. I have felt this. Today I feel quite calm, actually. But for the last few weeks, I felt the intensity of the energies in the cosmos, in the quantum, in the physical world, and what we have been clearing collectively. I mean, there's just been, I can't say the word on YouTube, but it's been it's been intense for the mind. It's been intense for the logical mind, because the logical mind cannot go into these new spaces. So the logical mind is trying to hold on, like I was trying to hold on to the pillars of my house. The logical mind is trying to hold on to the old reality because it doesn't want to lose control, because it doesn't want to surrender into this new space, because it doesn't know where it's going to take him or her. But really, the journey is, you can't stay there. Your soul's growing, and your soul wants a new experience, and your soul is ready to move, which is why the water is here and the wave is here. And this is why we are evolving as a human collective now, because we are ready for this. We've called this in. So are we going to let go and allow ourselves to have a new experience and go towards our wish fulfillment and freedom and liberation and our divinity and our sovereignty and our liberation of the soul and truth of who we are? Are we going to let go? Is this why we came here, to stay stuck? And when we're being given the opportunities not to take it, or are we going to say, okay, you know, I'm going to take a deep breath, I'm going to surrender into my heart, and I'm going to take the step, I'm going to plunge into this wave and into this ocean that's going to take me to my wish fulfillment and the reality that I'm meant to experience, and the connection that I'm meant to have, and the work I'm meant to do, and the creations that I'm meant to anchor here on earth. My joy, my happiness, my fulfillment, my liberation. Am I going to step into my sovereignty, because this wave is here and it wants to take me? Am I going to let go of control? Am I going to give myself permission to receive the life that I desire, because you've called it in and it's here? So this is just January. This is just 2 weeks in January. So you can imagine, you know, what we're going to be doing this year. So much potential this year, so much potential, but only if we are willing to open up and step into this new energy. You know, if we hold ourselves back and stay in control and keep ourselves small, then we don't have access to this potential and these new vibrations and these new seeds of energy that are coming in. It's next level stuff. So we have to be open, and we've got to take the steps to meet this new vibration and create the momentum. So, you know, so lots of shadow work with Pluto here, looking at money, love, relationships, sexual energy, passion, desire, creativity. Relationships are under a huge up-leveling and change, where we're stuck in relationships that we don't want to be in, where we're stuck in jobs that we don't want to be in, and where we want to experience more expression of all of our being. What do we want? Dreams are very vivid at this time as well. So lots going on. Let me read something to you, because I wrote something. Actually, I'm going to share it on my newsletter in the next couple of days. But this is really the dance of the divine masculine and the divine feminine. So let's have a little. This is what I wrote. I'll read some of it. I wrote a lot. I'll read a little bit of it. So the new 5D relationships, and these were just my reflections. I woke up at 5 a.m. in the morning and I had this download, so I had to write it down. So new 5D relationships are built on trust, heart openness, the ability to meet one another vibrationally, one who has and continues to balance his, her inner masculine and feminine, is receptive to his, her emotions, and doesn't self-abandon, does not self-betray, and does not self-neglect at any point. They are aware, present, grounded, intuitive, and able to communicate their needs and express at each stage. If we meet someone who is not available, we must ask ourselves where we are not available for our own needs. If we are not available for love, where are we not available to love right now? We no longer hide in the shadows from our pain and ourselves. We go deep and journey into the crevices of our divine and sacred heart, revealing all. We have conversations within, bringing inner union between our own masculine and feminine, and we harmonize. The heart wants to love and burst open, to be giddy in love. Are we listening to our desires? Are we listening to what our heart wants, or do we self-sabotage and tell ourselves that it's not possible? We cannot have what our heart desires. 5D love moves beyond pain and suffering, betrayal and rejection, abandonment and self-sabotage, self-sacrifice and disrespect. But we must first stop betraying our own soul. We must stop rejecting our own feelings, abandoning what we want to experience, and respecting ourselves deeply every step of the way. 5D relationships are based on vibrancy, where both have something to offer to the connection, so that both are balanced and the union thrives and does not deplete. 5D relationships are self-sustaining and interdependent, grounded in themselves, and can show up fully awake to the connection. The self-love is strong. They see their divine counterpart as a mirror of their inner world. What is this mirror reflecting back to them? Love, excitement, adventure, passion, attention, freedom, spontaneity, beauty, joy, lightness, liberation. We no longer hide in the shadows in pain. We show up fully to all that we feel and desire. We alchemize within. The earth is calling us home, back to our heart, where we all belong, beyond the surface and beyond our old beliefs. We sit, we reflect, we see what we have created so far. We self-soothe and meditate and go within, listening to the whispers stirring within our soul, life wanting more expression. Miracles are here in every moment if we are able to see. Blessings abound, seeing ourselves in another who stands before us. What are the no-go areas? Where are their limitations? What still is not possible that we are blocking, resistant to? In the temple of the heart, nothing is hidden, all is seen. Are we ready to fully see ourselves? Where are we wanting to burst out and be a rebel, to color outside the lines of society's norms and man-made rules? Why can't we go there? Who told us we can't? I'm sure I remember that my soul is free. Why can't my heart love? What do we need to change? The inner alchemy continues. Dear Mother Earth, tiny bit I missed. The earth is calling us home, back to our hearts, to fully hear the birds and feel the breeze, to fall in love with life once again, going beyond the surface and deep beyond our beliefs. Dear Mother Earth, show us the way. Life is our teacher. Nature shows us the way. Under the midnight moon, the rivers meander and connect and expand together, joining forces without holding back, journeying as one into the next adventure. Can our lives be like the rivers, free and flowing? 5D love is magnetic, celestial, and beyond this world. It comes from the stars, a gift from the Creator to strengthen the heart and soul bonds. Friendships that don't fizzle out as soon as they start. Connections that are built to last the test of time. Deepening bonds and expanding and growing together. Friendships that are eternal and deep, supportive and appreciative, where the love never dies. Friendships that love and express fully. Are we capable to express our love? Are we able to open up and be free? What is our mirror showing us? The reality and the fantasy, walking side by side. Check in and see where you are delving into fantasy and forgetting the reality. Can you build the bridge and connect the two? You are the creator, and this is your dream. Yes, you are a dreamer. You were born to dream. You can have it all if you desire. Do you want it all? The work begins and ends within. the inner unification opens up the entire universe within our heart, the universe that lives within us. We are creators, and this is our story and ours alone. It is the dance between our masculine and our feminine. See the beauty of this beautiful co-creation. This is your life. What will you create next? There are new templates of love calling to be created. The feminine in her sensual receptive power, inviting the masculine to join her. There are new experiences to be had. Will you be the one that shows the way and lead by example? The choice is yours. The dance of divine union. So this is something that, I wrote. It's on my phone at the moment, but I wrote it this yesterday morning. It just came flooding through, and really it just summed up everything that I was feeling with the energies and what was coming through for us all to look at. So I will put that on my newsletter so you can just read it in your own time. But I felt it was very poetic and really where we stand right now as a collective, and as many unions that are wanting to come together now. They're being pushed in and guided because it's time. And I have felt that the timelines are speeding up. So I hope, that that helped you. And if you were going through a lot, power dynamics and old stuff coming up again, just know you're not alone. Everyone is going through it. And this is a collective experience right now that we're going through. So it's time to focus on the lower chakras and get those open and flowing and clear the traumas that are locked there, that are still lurking in the shadows. Give ourselves permission to, fully embody our soul and our spirit and open up our sacral chakra for more creativity, and also these divine unions, twin flame unions that are wanting to come in. You'll see them in your dreams. You'll see the connection. You'll see the power of them, and you'll see that they're getting closer and closer because it is time. We've got to build this new world now, and the divine is supporting the coming together of those unions because they have a legacy to leave here. And this is something that they've set already before they even came. And it's time. It's time. So I feel that covered everything. Yeah, I've covered everything. I am running my one-to-ones again. I run them on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, so you can go to my website and see if there's anything that can help you. There's lots of channeled messages, healing sessions, womb healing. I will be doing a couple of online retreats for women on womb healing. I feel that's really important this year. And also clearing the chakras if you need to. We do divine unions as well, looking at the masculine and feminine balance within, root chakra clearing sexual wounds and sexual trauma. Sessions for men, sessions for women, looking at men's prostates, looking at women's sexual trauma, because we have to release that if we want to step into our creativity and the fullness of our blooming, energy, our creative power. And there's just so much that I offer on my website, so you can check that out. We also have 2 in-person retreats coming this year in Mount Shasta for 888, and also Egypt for December 12/12. Again, we had powerful shifts for people and souls after Egypt, and Mount Shasta has always been life-changing for me. So I'm planning on doing those 2 retreats this year. Again, if you're on my newsletter, you can see what we're offering. And we do weekly workshops, and we're starting tomorrow working with money for 1 week. We're going to go into ancestral clearing, generational clearing, childhood trauma, and bringing up and alchemizing everything that is holding us back from creating our abundance and our relationship with money. Masculine again, money is masculine. And if we don't have money, it affects every area of our life, our joy, our passions, our connections, our commitments, our freedoms. Every area of your life is affected if we have wounds with money. So we're going to look and dive deep into that for 6 days. So I'll put the links below. Join us. All the sessions will be recorded, and it's going to be a powerful container. I'm just getting ready for it, but it's been called, I had this other plan for the sessions for January, February, March, but it's shifting. In February, I'm working on love, passion, connection, intimacy. I hadn't planned that, but that's what's coming through for February. February is Valentine's and that energy of love in the air. But we've got to look in the shadow and see, where are we not bringing in that love energy? What's still holding us back? Where do we want to be intimate? And where can we not express ourselves? Where do we need more sexual healing, and be vulnerable with ourselves about our truth? So there's a lot of diving into the shadows, turning those stones, looking inside, looking underneath the stones to find the shadows and anything that we've resisted and not faced before. We are being called to face it now and set ourselves free. This is leading to your liberation and freedom as a soul. Okay. So I hope that helped everyone. It's lovely to be back on. Happy New Year to everyone, if I haven't seen you. And I'll be back with February energy updates soon. Okay. Take care and let me know how that was for you and if you resonated with the message. And I will speak to you soon. And if you want to share the message with someone that it may help, also you can subscribe to the channel so that I can read your energy and bring in new messages for you that I'm being guided to share. I feel I'll be doing a lot of twin flame journeys, a lot of masculine and feminine sharing this year, because that's really passion, connection. That's really where the energy is taking me this year to share. Okay. All right, everyone, take care and I'll speak to you soon. Bye for now.